Hey, what is up, guys? This is Bo, or Carl Hungus712, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about our last Call of Duty Ghost. And right now we're, I don't know, what, 3-4 months into the Advanced Warfare scene. The national big tournament, COD Champs, that'll be coming up pretty soon. Be coming up next month, so we're almost halfway through the Call of Duty season here with this new game. And, you know, everybody seemed to hate ghosts. You know, this was the scapegoat for Call of Duty for a while. And what I wanted to talk to you guys today about was Ghost really that bad of a game? Was it as bad as everybody thought it was? Or was one of the main knocks on this game that it wasn't Black Ops 2, which seems to be many people's favorite game? And obviously, you guys know from watching my channel, I absolutely love Black Ops 2 and Treyarch. But you can't really fault the other studios for not being Treyarch, you know. So I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that today. And sorry I haven't uploaded for like a week. I've been really battling a nasty cold, ear infection, all kinds of shit. So I'm starting to get back to my normal self. I usually never get sick, but this, I guess, is that 1 in a million. And I chose this map here because this was the last map pack downloaded in Ghosts. I can't remember if it was Nemesis or which one this one was, but this is the Dynasty map, and I love this map. It's a visually beautiful map. I like the layout. But I think one of the big knocks on Call of Duty Ghosts compared to the other Call of Duties was that it was such a slow... when you went into public matches, it was a slow-paced Call of Duty. And most people, when they play Call of Duty, especially me, I like people who move. I like to move around the map. I like to try different things. I like to position myself in good spots, not just sit the whole game. And I think that was one of the big problems with Call of Duty Ghosts and why so many people hated to watch me get owned here. That was a nice shot there. But I think that's one of the reasons why everybody hated this game so much, is that the pace of it was so slow. Now, is that a knock on the game, or is that a knock on the community? You know, and if that's the case, that's really a knock on the community and not the game. And I think that was one of the big problems with Ghosts, was that because the bugs were fixed in the hit detection and all your bullets registered, people died so fast that it made people scared to move in this game. They were afraid to move. For all you Call of Duty veterans out there, I'm really not a veteran yet, but for all the veterans out there, you already know that when it comes to Infinity Ward games, typically you die faster in Infinity Ward games. Not necessarily that the hit detection, even though the hit detection seems to be pretty good in the Infinity Ward games. That's one of the big knocks I've always had on the Treyarch games, is that hit detection's kind of hit or miss. You know, sometimes you'll go into a game and somebody will shoot a couple inches to the left or right of you, and they'll still get a hit marker and do damage on you, even though they're really not hitting you. Whereas in the Infinity Ward games, they always seem to be very clean. The hit detection, everything like that in the game, it's really clean. And that's what I like about Infinity Ward quite a bit. And the guns typically tend to do a little bit more damage. So, like I said, in Ghosts, because of the hit detection, or not necessarily the hit detection, but because the bugs were worked out to where all your bullets registered, whereas sometimes if you go into an older Treyarch game like Black Ops 1 especially, let's say you get one guy running up the side of Nuketown and you hold your trigger down, and you may not miss a shot, but a couple of your bullets out of the clip don't seem to register when you're shooting. And in Call of Duty Ghosts, that was one thing I loved about this game. If you were on somebody, and as you can see here, when I'm, you know, my shot's not too good in the beginning, but I end up making it work towards the end here. If you're on somebody, all your bullets register, and that's great. But again, I think that was one of the big problems with Call of Duty Ghost, is that it wasn't a bad game at all. It really wasn't. There's some innovative things in the game, but because of the community and a lot of people in public matches sitting back and stuff, playing very cautiously, it made it really tough for run-and-gun players, which is typically what you find in Call of Duty. It's typically a run-and-gun game. There's not a lot of... people don't really use positioning. I kind of consider myself one of the few that do. But, you know, in this game here, I'm not at all. I'm just running around with the MTAR, which was a phenomenal gun in this game. It was too good, actually, in my opinion. But that and the Vector just ate you alive. But I think that's the big problem with Ghost, was the community, and not necessarily that it was a bad game. And of course, you know, the current Call of Duty typically gets the most rap, but you know, I so far haven't been a big fan of Advanced Warfare. I'm still gonna play it, still gonna give it a chance. I'll do an end of the year review when we get towards the Treyarch season, maybe down the road, August, September, October, somewhere around there. But like I said, the community, I think, was the big problem with Ghosts, and some of the other things, the things like IEDs and oh god, what are some of them? I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, but I remember the IED was always a big problem with me. IEDs with danger close. If you didn't run sit rep, which I typically ran in the beginning, but as the game went on, you didn't find people using IEDs quite as much, especially after they buffed, or sorry, not buffed them, after they nerfed them. As you see right there, just absolutely annihilated me. But once you hear the beeps going, it's pretty much over. Sometimes you can jump out of the way, and you know, let's say you got 100 health, it does like 80 damage to you, or 90 damage. So pretty much if anybody walks by and breathes on you, you're dead. And that was one of the unfortunate things in Ghost, was the IED packs there. That guy there is trying to hit me with one. He gets shit on. But like I said, the IEDs, the community, so with the bugs being fixed, people died so fast. But other than that, I think Call of Duty Ghosts was actually a pretty fun game. It was a pretty decent game when you got into the right lobbies with the right people. The DLC was phenomenal in Call of Duty Ghosts. The map packs were great. I only bought this last one, but I did watch a lot of other commentators like Drifter and Ashley, Optic Midnight, and some other ones. The map packs, they did a phenomenal job on. They really did. Of course, that was one more knock I had on the game. The original maps, some of them were just a big clusterfuck. They were too big, too many lanes. It made things kind of chaotic. You couldn't really watch your back. So it kind of made things tough. You got shot in the back a lot, and that caused people to camp too. Like Siege, for example. That was a terrible map. It was just too big. There was too much shit everywhere. It was too easy to hide. There was just too many corners. You couldn't check them all. Siege was like that. Chasm was like that too. There was just so much shit just thrown on a map. It was an overabundance of stuff. But I think looking back on it, Ghost really wasn't that bad of a game. One thing I really also liked about Ghosts, other than what I've talked about already, was the pick system. I love Pick 10 from Black Ops 2. It made things simple. It made things easy. I loved it, but it was nice in Ghost when you prestiged and went with another player that you didn't have to start from scratch. You had all your tokens, and you could pick any perks you wanted. So let's say you wanted more than 2 perks from perk 2. Instead of running perk 2 grade and only getting 2, you could select all from perk 2, or all from perk 3, or all, you know, you could do that if you wanted to. And like I said, I want to hear your guys' comments on this. Was Ghost really that bad of a game? I want to hear you guys' comments, and I'll have some more videos, hopefully coming today or tomorrow for you. But anyways, we'll see you next video, and bow out.